Do you think that is the way for Europe, kind of to follow the American model, or is there a completely different model for Europe?
I already answered. No, it's the Swiss model. Very different, which means you decentralize radically as much as you can. And you only centralize what you have to centralize. International relationships, yes, and work with Serbia on the Kosovo problem as a Europe, exactly. Taxes, no. Why? They have to pay contributions and so on, but let them run their taxes. A lot of the social system can be decentralized. Education, decentralized, except for the Erasmus program, fantastic program. Defense, yes, nothing done there. There is no European defense system. There's collaboration, we have NATO. It's an important one to think about, in my view, unfortunately. Rather have no defense, but unfortunately we're human and they fight sometimes. So I think it's wrong to think of the United States of Europe. I get allergic when I hear this. It's wrong. Forget about it and think about a more intelligent model, because that's old world for me.
I just want to strongly agree. No, really. I mean, I think that we can be much more ambitious than looking at the U.S. and trying to create some U.S. Like that. Why would we do that? I mean, the European history is so much stronger, local. We are locally strong, which means that we are also strong as united if we can work with those strengths. But one thing I think that we, and it's also on the similar agenda, I guess, we should really try to make Europe more decentralized, but at the same time more united. I mean, more united in values, but less of a hierarchical structure. Like if Europe would be a company and the countries would be like employees, then we should definitely strive for a model which is more working as an organism where each country can take their own decision, but we are united by the values and by purpose and so on. I think that would help to make Europe more united and stronger as well.
How would you, for example, there go about wealth distribution?
Yes, which by design means that the country needs to develop itself. And you need to facilitate that. Facilitate is a very different word from help. It's not sending money home or somewhere. For me, it is open borders, free movement of goods and people, make sure that they can benefit from all the advantage, and then you will see that they catch up quickly. Poland, very nice example. Now my brother has a company, and he needs seasonal workers, and every year the border is moving in Europe, where he gets them from, because the Dutch people have other jobs. And then, so first they were coming from Western Poland, then it went Eastern Poland, then it became Romania, Bulgaria, and so on, which shows exactly how the economic development of Europe is going, because those people rather find jobs at home now than go and earn the money, which is the best way to do it in my point of view, because then you also make them strong, rather than keep them weak.
But in order to be able to get there, it is very important to get back to the previous question of problem solving. So that's why it is important that all the problems existing in potential members' countries have to be solved. And I mainly refer to justice and legislation and corruption. So that's why I'm not on the examples of Romania and Bulgaria, I'm not sure how far that is, so that's why I would like to stress out that for the other members, potential members, it has to be really worked on.
I'm Serkan, I live in London, I'm Turkish.
Yeah.
I have a few thoughts about United Europe as well. First, it's the best decision after Second World War, I think. I think it's a very good lesson learned, and they created this United Europe. I believe something in the world you need to find the best information, and we are in information age now. And through United Europe, people can share information very good, and they can improve the life standard for better life. And as a Turkish citizen, I also want to be member of Europe. I hope in the future, if we can change some of differences, if we can adapt Europe, and we can, support this idea. Just only one disadvantage, as far as I see. In order to expand this information for all the world, some of regions need to change their perspective. Firstly, initially they are thinking their wealth, their comfort areas and wealthy standards, and then they consider other, undeveloped countries. I mean, as for example, the example of Ukraine, and Ukraine should be part of Europe as soon as possible, and they need to work for that.
In a way, it's like when we speak about Europe and a united Europe, we also, I mean, in any club, there is always someone who is outside of the club, and no matter if you draw that border at before or after Ukraine or Turkey and so on, so like it's a little bit also dangerous to be too focused on our little Europe, because also the world is much bigger than Europe. But so in a way, I think that we should try to organize our European project in a way that is not so close to the world outside. In the end, we are just one world, and it's becoming smaller. And I think the very long vision of the European project should be to be an example for a more united world.
Yeah, but I think if you want people to be open, they need to feel safe. That's not me, that is psychological research. And some people only feel safe if they have a wall. And that is a very difficult dilemma. So you need to be rooted, you need to feel safe, and then you're open to working with Turkey, with Ukraine. And in my view on why this rejection in Holland of the referendum for the Ukraine adhesion, or what was it, free trade agreement, same with others, it is in fact an expression of people not feeling safe. And that's for me the underlying problem we need to address. I don't have it, because we heard multiple times, because once you meet the people you realize they're the same people, actually very interesting. But typically the regions with the least migrants have the most right-wing voters. It's because they don't know them. So I don't know how to solve this, but I don't know that's the issue. And then you can open up the borders once they feel safe.